President Ronald Reagan said during his speech named Evil Empire, America is good, and if America even ceases to be good, America will cease to be great. I have been a member of the armed forces for the last 5 years of my life, and I am a firm believer of freedom. Freedom that we can use to help others. Freedom that we can use to educate other people. But it's so sad that today there's people who doesn't have freedom because they have become victims of human trafficking. It is time that our church step up and take action and do something about this. That we should get involved with different entities, with the government, to help educate our community. Today, we're going to discuss 3 main points. First one, what is human trafficking? Second main point, what the government is doing to stop human trafficking. And third main point, how church can get involved to help others through the love of God. Having an idea of what we're going to be talking about today, let's get started. Main point number 1, what is human trafficking? This human trafficking is also known as modern slavery. This is separating families. This is destroying the families today. It's people who doesn't have any money and they being approached by others to move drugs from point A to point B. Once they cross the international borders, they don't have a way, they don't have money to sustain themselves over there, and they become slaves. The Department of Health and Human Services said, after drug dealing, human trafficking is tied with the illegal arms industry as the second largest criminal industry in the world today, and it is the fastest growing. According to UNICEF, poor people has been doing this for years because somebody approached them that they are going to have a better life. Once they go to a different country, they don't have a way to pay for their livings, so they become sex slaves most of the time. Now that we have talked about human trafficking, let's move to our main point number 2. What the government is doing to stop this. What the government is doing to stop human trafficking. Different government agencies has been developing web pages, some other kind of information, so they can approach and educate their community on how to stop human trafficking. They've been asking their community to step up. If they have any information, they ask the community to please provide them the information so they can actually prosecute the people who are involved with human trafficking. When we talk about different agencies, we're talking about the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, the Department of State, including the FBI. The FBI has a phone number. It says to report human trafficking. The phone number is 1-888-373-7888. They want people to get involved in these kind of situations so they can stop human trafficking. This is happening in our own country. This is happening in our own backyard. I remember working for a hospital. There were a group of people who were telling us that they were some kind of slavery. Why? Because when we're providing them with help, with food and clothes, they were actually taking these items to the owner of the lands, and the owners were going through all the things that they were receiving. And then they will let them know which ones you can keep, the other ones belong to me. And I'm talking about 3-4 years ago. Now that we have heard about human trafficking and what the government is doing, let's move to our main final point. How church can get involved to stop this and help others through the love of God. People out there are suffering. People out there need help. People out there are looking for somebody to tell them there's hope, there's love, there's somebody who can make a difference in your life. Us, as a church, as a true believer, we have to step up. We have to come out of our comfort zone and go to other people and tell them that yes, there's hope for them. But besides that, besides praying, we need to get education. We need to educate ourselves so we can deal with victims of human trafficking, so we can provide them assistance, so we can provide them with help. Human trafficking is a sin against the victim and a sin against God. Evil, it's anti-creation, anti-life, and the force that seeks to oppose, deface, and destroy God, His good word, and His image bearers. Simply put, when someone defaces a human being, God's image bearer, it is ultimately an attack against God himself. This was wrote by Christianity.com. Now that we have talked about our three main points, human trafficking, what the government is doing to stop human trafficking, and how the church can get involved to show others love God, this takes us to our conclusion. Human trafficking, it is destroying our society. It is our job as a church to step up and make a difference. 1 John 4:11 says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we also to love one another." Let's take action and show the love of God to the whole world. Thanks for your time.